Well, hello everyone, my name is Prem and welcome back to this episode of ATS Showcases, and today I am checking out the Kenworth T680 Next Gen truck that is available on the Steam Workshop, and it is really nice. You know what, maybe nice is not the correct word, I would say sharp. This truck, the Kenworth T680 Next Gen, is a sharp looking truck. It's definitely modern, but it is really, well, I guess nice looking and sharp, all in the same sense. Now, this mod comes with multiple different cabin options. First, you can do the day cab, and then the mid roof, and then of course the high-rise sleeper, which of course I'm using today. Why wouldn't I? Over here in the engine department, they use the stock ATS Cummins and Picard engine sounds. Now keep in mind that this mod actually does use the new ISX 15 range of engines that came in with the International 9900i. So those sounds are also in there too, which is kind of nice, not just the standard X15. I did actually try to use an engine mod, and in fact the engine tune for the ISX 15 that by Harvard I used a while ago, but it unfortunately does not work with this mod, and I couldn't get some of the other ones to work. So maybe that's just my luck, but unfortunately no engine mods for this truck, and I couldn't see anything that it said that there was compatibility for it. I'm sure there is, but I'm just not seeing it. Transmissions, of course, just use all the Eaton and Allison options that you would normally find when you're doing a Kenworth truck. Interiors, you've got your standard tan, and then you got your gray. I'm using the gray today just because I feel like it's a little bit more clean. I prefer it over the tan, let's just say that. Paint jobs, multiple different paint jobs, including some, well, actually this mod, when you go to download it, it does have some other requirements. I'll get into the one requirement, which I don't know why I've ever used it before, because it's absolutely amazing. Two of those are the different paint jobs, so you could use them if you want. If not, you just don't use them. It's that simple. Multiple different options from prefabs and also metallics as well, and you can go on from there. Exterior accessories, I must say there are a lot of dots. I will be honest, I'm slightly disappointed by the amount of customization. I mean, the bumpers, you got some different options there. I'll give it credit where credit is due, but quite a few other places are just one option, and most of them are already selected on the truck. So, I mean, there's options, don't get me wrong, there's lots of options on the truck and lots of dots for you to basically choose if you want it or not. The same thing goes here for the interior, where there's really not much in the line of configuration options other than your steering wheel and some of your little cup holders stuff in the seat. All the normal stuff you now find in ATS when you're configuring a truck. So for today's delivery, I decided to come here in Glasgow, Montana, and we're going to be heading down to Miles City, a city I've actually never been to yet. I've driven kind of by it on the 94 there, but I've never actually gone to it, and today's delivery is going to consist solely of backcountry roads, which is going to be really quite nice. Not too long of a delivery, but we're going to haul some stuff for FedEx down there, so it's going to be quite nice. Let's hop into the interior and get this thing started up and see the all-digital dash. Look at that. Nice digital dash. It's, you know what, it's actually not that bad. I will give it credit. You know, there are different panels for it. You can basically go off, and then a little bit of a blue background, and then just some options, and then just all your options, just everything. And of course you got your GPS in there as well. And the one thing I was gonna say, and I kind of hinted at in the my little breakdown there of the mod, is that one of the requirements is the realistic FOV for the mirrors mod. Why have I never done this before? I mean, these mirrors are now so much more realistic on the FOV. I've seen a lot of people use them, but for some reason I've just never tried. I don't know if I was just always afraid. I guess we're going this way. Oh, this is totally not regurgitated content. I just realized this now. Totally not first heavy haul in Montana route that we're going here for the first little bit here until we turn left at the end of this road instead of right. But no, realistic FOV on the mirrors. I mean, absolutely amazing. I probably thought the reason why I'm going to be honest, probably the reason why I never used it is because I thought it would impact performance, just being a mirror mod, basically. Mirrors are generally something that really suck up performance here in ATS and ETS2, but just having a realistic FOV is, I think, it's going to be a lot easier to reverse. I'm not going to lie. Just having the different viewing angles, really. And I did actually have to set my mirrors a little bit more properly. Now, please let me know if I have set my mirrors incorrectly. I'm going off of what I feel is a little bit more natural and correct. meaning using the top section of the mirror, the main mirror itself, for more of like, you can kind of see the truck and it's more close angle, and then the small mirror at the bottom for my ultra wide angle. I feel like that's more realistic, and that's kind of what the FOV is leaning towards, so please let me know if I'm correct in that. But nonetheless, that is one of the requirements, and I am happy to say that I'm not noticing a performance impact whatsoever between well, first of all, the truck mod itself and the FOV mod for the mirror. So I don't know why I've never used it before, because it's a highly rated mod. A lot of people use it. Why I've never done it before is beyond me, but I am so happy that I am using it now, and I can tell you right now, it is staying. It is definitely going to stay for at least any mod that is compatible with it, or truck, but at least I know it's stock, or it's compatible with all the stock ATS stuff as well. So I'm definitely going to be keeping that mod in my little, or I guess in the mod section here on the save for as long as I can, because it's so much more realistic, and I am really happy that this mod kind of made me get that, because it's definitely really neat. The next gen trucks, whether it's the Peterbilt or the Kenworth, so this is of course the Kenworth T680, has been a very high demand and a highly requested vehicle type for me to check out here. Now, the reason why I haven't done it prior, or at least for the last little bit, is because there wasn't a, well, I guess what I could class as free / safe mod for me to actually do. The mods that were out there that were free were from third-party websites, which I'm sure are perfectly fine, but I tend not to lean towards that unless if it's some really big name, just because a lot of people like to just use stuff from the Steam Workshop because they know it's not going to be infected with anything, basically, or at least it should not be. So the Steam Workshop is, generally speaking, a very, very safe place, and that's why a lot of people like to just rely on it. Now, when it comes to just the other mods that I've had in the past, haven't been able to get the next gen trucks there, and at least not properly. And I guess I wasn't in the position to do the payware stuff, anyways. But I am happy to say that there is a free version on the Steam Workshop, and I have to say, quality-wise, is actually pretty good. Exterior-wise, looks like a Next Gen T680. And is very, really sharp. Well done on the modeling of it. It was done very, very nicely. But you know what? It's, interior may not be the most crazy, but the fact that there is a digital dash and all that stuff is quite important as well. And it is all working, so that is always good. I guess there could be higher detail and stuff. If I really wanted to get nitpicky, I could. And look at this. Look at this dam over here. This water dam. This is insane. I haven't been to this area of Montana yet. Oh, I've discovered a viewpoint. Well, we'll have to wait on that a little bit. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Cinematic view case of Montana has hit a pretty big snag. Also known as Prime has to go back and record some sections because Prime recorded it on a day that Prime's computer was acting up. So all of Prime's clips from that day were completely changed on format and are broken. Why I spoke in, I don't know, what was that, third person, second person, or is that just fifth at this point when you combine the two? Who knows? Basically, long story short, I gotta go back and redo a few things, so it's gonna be a little bit longer. Big shock there. No, to be honest, it wouldn't go smooth anyways. As smooth as I want stuff to go, and how fast I want to try and get stuff out to you guys at times, you hit a snag and you just got to go with it. So, oh well, it's the way it is. We'll just move on from there. I mean, I'm not going to lie. This is definitely, from what I was told, and thank you for some people about giving me some more information about Montana and the geology of it. It's definitely, in geography of it, I guess geology too. And that leads me, that will be a slight segment into my next topic, but let's continue on with my train of thought. Thank you to everyone who has given me some information on Montana as a whole and what areas are kind of what you should expect from it. So this is definitely more of the plains area and just a little bit more bare bones. Still beautiful in its own, but it's maybe not the most mountainous. It's not the most well, I guess it doesn't have the most vegetation of all things, but it definitely is a really nice area, and I am just happy to be kind of driving through these roads as well. Of course, I am still doing the Cruising Montana event. Actually, this delivery should finish her off, as far as I am aware. Should finish it off for me, because I did do one delivery, something I don't think I actually mentioned. Did one delivery, and it was actually recorded coincidentally on the same day that I did a lot of the clips for the Montana cinematic showcase. I thought I was just crushing it with my recording content that day. Turns out I recorded a full showcase, which was a beautiful showcase, by the way. And then, which I ended up doing the same thing, just slightly different delivery. I won't necessarily say what episode it was for the sake of maybe you guys could notice or not, but I definitely was losing my patience at one point, and hopefully it didn't come through too much into the video, but I am honest with my emotions in the videos, so sometimes you can probably tell if I'm, not completely with it, I guess you could call it. But nonetheless, I basically lost a whole 35-minute showcase. It was going to be a really nice episode. Great delivery, was really smooth and stuff, but the recording wasn't, that's for sure. That was the same day, and I did notice it because I then started editing stuff later and realized it was all broken. And then I realized what the problem was just a change setting in OBS, because it updated, Windows did an update, and instead of, normally it doesn't change preferences, but it changed the default, and then it was it was just a whole on thing. Ultimately, for the showcase, audio was lost, and then also video had some corrupted points because partway through the audio was lost when all that stuff happened. And then I guess the update for OBS happened before, but that's besides the point. And then for the showcases, cinematic showcases, the file type and many other things were broken with it, or I guess cinematic clips. That's what I want to say. They were just broken in general. So, it's waited. What's the bus doing? What? If you're gonna overtake me, just overtake me. Just grow up and overtake me, dude. Oh, the AI in this game sometimes are just funny. I won't lie, I was really hoping I could get an engine mod running. I mean, you know what? It's not that bad, but it's not great. The engine, I mean, the mod itself is really solid. I just wish I could have gotten one of the engine mods that I use generally to work for it, but unfortunately it could not. Maybe that's just my luck once again, but you know what, it's the way it is, and so that's something I guess to keep an eye out if you are wanting to check out this Next Gen T680. Keep in mind that you most likely will not be able to get engine mods working, but if you happen to get engine mods working, please let me know. That would be absolutely amazing, because then I can use it again, and I'll keep looking, and hopefully, of course, I'll be using this T680 again very soon as well, and I may do a different delivery actually next episode with it as well. But overall, it is just a really nice truck. It's especially, I mean, on the outside, they did a great job, and I figured, let's haul some stuff for FedEx. That's definitely a task that this T680 Next Gen would do, but yeah, it's just really what today's episode is more about, just the truck, and I guess the FOV mod too, which, I mean, if you haven't used it before or seen it, then, well, hello, this is what it does. It actually makes it look more realistic, and overall just really neat. But it is nice though that this mod did just have did include the digital dash as well. Like, it overall interior is nice and clean as well, don't get me wrong. A lot of it is like the normal T680, but it does have the digital dash, and to be honest, I don't know how much has changed between what currently is an ATS and the new version, other than just the digital dash layout. Now, obviously, probably the other assisting screens have changed a bit as well, and I don't know how much other modeling was done, but I'm not going to complain. Overall, the mod is really solid, runs beautifully, no hiccups, no weird glitches on it. Everything just seems to work really nicely, which is all you can honestly ask for when you're doing mods. And especially when, sorry, little sidetrack here, turning corners, you really notice the FOV, which is perfect. It's what it's supposed to do. Definitely have no idea why I didn't use this before. It's truly incredible. Definitely going to keep that for many episodes to come. Now let's get on to Texas, because we actually had a bit of Texas DLC knowledge here come out from SCS Software in the last few days, and it was actually on Texas Rocks. Coincidentally, people were saying, you know, Texas does rock. Well, it does rock, and it is absolutely amazing, but it is also filled with rocks. Lots of, well, a lot of that, and the Texas DLC looks like it's going to take that step up even more with the detail, especially along the roadways as well, where you're cut through hills and stuff like that, and then you've got massive rock sheer faces. The other thing is that there's lots of ravines, and then also the coastline, as far as I was aware from some of the screenshots and what a few of you pointed out, and well, are probably going to point out was coastal roads that are most likely will come in with Texas. The rock lines there and in the shelves, the rock shelves, are just truly incredible. There's so much detail. The views are incredible as well from on top of one of the tallest bridges in Texas is going to be included in ATS, or in the Texas DLC, sorry. And yeah, it is definitely going to be a beautiful state to go through. Tons of great scenery. I mean, the rocks, some of you would say, well, that's kind of a weird thing to point out in the grand scheme of the DLC. I mean, you're not wrong. It's maybe not a new industry type. It's not this or that some people would possibly lean towards when they want to know more about a DLC. But I must admit, seeing the rocks and having another landscape esque video or blog post on the Texas DLC in my books is very great, because that's something we get to see all the time when we're driving through, not just a here and there delivery. It's really nice to have just something that you can see when you're going along a lot of the roads. Of course, not every road will have a rock or rock line along it, but overall it is just something that I am looking forward to seeing with my own eyes here in ATS. Is just having the Texas DLC, well, one, playable and for us to enjoy, but then two, just seeing the landscapes that are included with that DLC and the way that SEO Software have been able to interpret what it is in real life, and well, I guess I should say replicate, because at this point it's getting closer to crazy realism than just a version of interpretation. But speaking about bridges, another bridge here. Beautiful area. I mean, Montana looks... SEO Software has this crazy ability to keep increasing quality every DLC that releases. How they do it, no idea. But, oh, there we go. Miles City discovered. Awesome stuff. But how they do it is beyond me. But I'm not going to complain, because that means Texas must be on some other level. And possibly the reason why Montana ended up coming first instead of the original plan of Texas, because they realized, let's take Montana out, or get something out there first of all, and then where do I have to park? According to the GPS, I'm over here somewhere. So let's spin around here. Oh, there I am, flashing over there. Okay. Maybe that's why they did that. It's just to give more time for the Texas DLC and what needs to happen with that. So let's try and cut our way around the forklift here. This is gonna be definitely a challenge, I won't lie. Put my reversing skills to the test. We gotta have a pretty sharp pivot here. It's gonna get close for jackknifing. I'm gonna have to start following it here so we don't. We're gonna have to kind of hold this crazy acute angle. Try not to make you guys sick by turning my mouse too much. Hit the thing. Need an eye tracker or a head tracker or something. That would be amazing, even though that wouldn't really help. I don't think it was my setup, but hey, I'd probably take it anyways. Let's see. Try and use these new mirrors as well a little bit. Let's see. We got around this, which is amazing. Maybe I'll then try and straighten up here and see what can happen now that we're kind of around the corner and a little bit more straight. Let's see. Yeah, this is doable. So let's try and get ourselves back in here. It's definitely, this little forklift parked here is something that, I mean, probably is really realistic, especially when dealing with a logistics yard. someone's bound to probably leave a forklift right in the path of a trucker. For those who are truckers in real life, let me know if that happens all the time or if most yards are pretty good about that. Man, I may have actually nearly nailed this. So let's do one last readjust here, just slightly. And then reverse her in. The remaining spots. I know I probably should have used my mirrors more, but I didn't. So sorry about that. I turned off the truck too, hit the horn all at the same time. Well, would you look at that? That is actually a fairly nice reverse. I mean, not the straightest thing, but for Prime, that will do just fine. What an amazing mod. Great to have the T680 Next Gen finally here on the channel. I thank you guys for all the recommendations for it over the last quite a while, and I'm happy to say that I've been able to deliver at least a first look at it, and I will definitely do more. It'd be great to have it in ATS naturally as well, but you know what? We can only ask for so much from SCS Software. They do amazing work, and I'm sure it will come at some point. But nonetheless, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.